You know if you're recording. Oh, there you go. So again, just thank you for giving up your whole week and taking off work and being with us. We're grateful. We're appreciative. And this week, we're pumped. We're pumped to see what God is going to do. We've had lots of moments leading up to this week at camp where we've just seen God's hand in all of it, in just really weird and different ways too, really small ways and really big ways, whether it's been like summer camp assistants, whether it's been leaders that have gone over beyond and have sent over 10, 15 kids to camp because they wanted to financially give in that way. We've seen stuff that's happened even in our switching campuses that has opened up new doors. So it's just been, we're really grateful for God. And just how he's been alongside all of this and the planning of camp. So here we go. We will jump into it. Okay, let's start out with a little bit of the schedule. For those of you that were with us last year, not a ton has changed for that schedule, but we are doing different things. So as you know, camp is going to start Sunday night. 5 o'clock, 5 p.m., there will be a leader meeting this Sunday night at 5 p.m. All of our leader meetings are going to be up in room 257. Your student pastors will probably start some kind of like mass text with you for high school camp just to like get the communication out there. If you guys have questions, that will be a place that you guys can probably do that if they haven't done that yet. Check-in will start that night at 5:45. So we'll be out of that leader meeting in time for check-in. Kids will have all of their luggage with us. That includes you. You're going to have your luggage with you as well for the week of staying in the hotel. So check-in is going to happen in the gym, in the Mesa gym, and that's where all the luggage is going to be dropped off. You guys are all assigned to different buses. So your luggage, you're going to put luggage tags so we can separate all the luggage and get them on the right bus. In the end, it doesn't matter because it's all going to the same place, but it will just help with organizing. And then, so check-in will happen in the gym, and then kids have to check in meds this week because we are an overnight camp now. Last year, we didn't have to do it because we weren't an overnight camp, but we are this time. So any medication that students have, they have to check it in, and the nurse has to give them the medication. So medication check-in is going to be in the chapel. This includes, even if kids want to bring their own Tylenol, Advil, whatever, that still has to be checked in. But the nurse can also, that's part of the forms that parents will fill out, is that the nurse can give that to them as well, even if they don't bring it. So either way, meds have to go be checked in the chapel, and then they'll go into check-in in the gym, drop off their luggage, and then session will start that night at 6:45. So that gives us a good hour of checking kids in. The drink bar will be open, energy drink. There's going to be lots of stuff in the courtyard to do. So it's just going to be hang out. There'll be a DJ in the courtyard just to create the energy for the start of camp. We will do a color wars that night. So every evening of camp will end with color wars. And then after color wars, we're going to load up on the buses and go back to the hotel. So just so you know, that will happen every evening. So I'm not going to run through Monday through Thursday with every little thing. There's if you've been with us in the past, we've used a CIY Move app where the schedule has been set on there. They are not using that this year. So you do not need to download an app. You do not need to use it in any way, which some of you are celebrating because the app can be really frustrating to work with at times. So it is a website. So they're going to put a QR code all over campus where kids can just like QR code on their phone, and the schedule will pop up in a website where it will be listed, super easy to find. That'll be great. And again, your student pastors will send that out to you when it's final, and you can see that. So again, every morning, we're going to load the buses around 9:15 and head back to campus. Every morning, we'll start out with a leader meeting in room 257 by like 9:45, 9:50 to give us enough time to get all the kids in the buses and back to the campus. And then session will start around 10:30. Doors open at 10:30 every morning. And then you go into lunch and life group time. There's free time in the afternoon where we have tournaments. We have the energy drink bar and cold brew open. There's tons of stuff to do. There's electives every day and various different things to do during free time. I will say Monday, this is something new we're doing. Monday, we are going to main event. We've rented out all of main event. So free time, they won't really get to know free time until Tuesday. So Monday, when we're done with life group time and lunch, we're loading up the buses at 2:00 and we're heading to main event for about 2.5, 3 hours, which will be super fun. They get all access to main event. We get bowling, laser tag, arcade, all of it. There's going to be no food. They'll just get soda for the day and drinks. And then we'll come back to campus around 5:00, eat dinner, and then go right into night session, color wars, go back to the hotel. Tuesday is the free time day. Wednesday is another day that's going to look a little different. Not so much during the day. That'll be the same schedule. Come out from the hotel, lunch, free time, dinner, session. But session on Wednesday is going to be early. It's going to be at 5:00. We're going to serve a hot snack right before session around like 4:00, because we're not going to have dinner until about 7:30, 8:00. So it's going to kind of hold them over, because after session gets out around 6:30, all the students will change, and we're headed to a pool. We rented out a pool for the night, only about 2 hours. And what's wrong? We rented a pool, so we're headed over to Rhodes Aquatic Complex, which is on Dobson and Baseline. And that's really cool. If you've been there, if you know it, it's got the flow rider there. It's like where, I don't really know how to explain it. Surfing. It's like surfing on like water. It's has
as opposed to
surfing on, air, whatever. Surfing on water. Yeah, I've heard it's really cool, really exciting. That's part of the waiver forms that parents have to fill out when they drop off their students. I also sent it in an email. If they don't want to walk in their student to check in, they can send a signed form with their kid, but the kids can't go on the flow rider unless a form has been signed. So we'll be at the pool that night. There's a big pool, there's a flow rider, there's like a picnic area, and we're going to order pizza at the pool. So we'll eat pizza there, which will be super fun. And then we're going to load up on the buses and go back to the hotel. So we get back to the hotel a little bit earlier this night because we only have the pool until about 9:30. And every other night we leave at 10:30 from Mesa campus to go back to the hotel. So the pool we leave at 9:30. So we're actually going to do something fun. You guys can use your discretion of like where this would be, but we're going to plan to have life group time. Since we won't have life group time right after session, you're going to have life group time in the hotel. Which will be cool. That means that you can, again, use your discretion. You can meet in someone's room all together and have life group time there. You could go down into the lobby and find a spot there, something like that. Because we'll be back to the hotel a little bit early-ish, so you can have life group time to recap, from the day, the message, whatever. So we thought that would be something fun and different. And then Thursday, again, will be a normal day as far as free time, and 2 sessions, all that stuff. Okay, let me talk about the hotel. So there's been a lot of just like, I don't really know what this hotel looks like. I want to remind you guys, if you don't know, we have the whole hotel. The whole hotel has been rented out by us, which means that there's no other outside people coming into the hotel, except for the hotel staff that will be there, and obviously all the adults, leaders, staff, our staff, that will be staying with the students. So that was a concern I think a lot of parents brought up, of just like, well, how are you, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, oh, we have the whole hotel. So no one, and there's one entrance into the hotel. So, and there's a hotel staff there all night long, 24 hours. So the way it's all split up is that there's like two top floors are the boys, and then the lower floors are the girls, and then super seniors are all on one level with their super senior leaders. And that's how it's all been worked out. We do have breakfast in the hotel every morning. So breakfast is from 6 to 9, which is really great. It's 3 hours. But we're still working through, do we assign students a breakfast time? Because if all of them try and get breakfast at 9 o'clock right before we load on the buses, it's not going to work. So we'll kind of see how that goes. But they do have 3 hours to get breakfast, and then we will go. The buses will be there at 9 o'clock, and then we load up and go back to the Mesa campus. I will say this will be a reminder for you and for students, as well as for all of us, that you will need kind of a day backpack for the day, because if you're not going to come back during the day, so you need to pack, like on pool day, it's like pack your swimsuit, get your beach towel, that kind of stuff. So just remember to pack a day pack, and we reminded parents for students with that as well. Okay, so that's schedule. That's a hotel. There will be a curfew each night. It will just depend on when we get back to set a curfew. So when kids load up, like there'll be bus captains for each bus, and I'll reach out to you guys this week, because you'll kind of, before we get off the bus, it'll be like, hey, curfew is this time. Make sure we're all on the same page. But it's probably going to be around like 11:30 is what that will be. And then once it's curfew, it's like you cannot be in the lobby. All the staff are staying on the first level, so that we can be the ones in the lobby and making sure the lobby is cleared out, and we'll probably be the last ones to go to bed and make sure all the students are staying in bed. We obviously can't, we're still going to sleep, so if anything happens after we go to sleep, hopefully it doesn't. The great thing is, if students want to break the rules and go outside of what we say, they get to just go home, because they live probably 20 minutes away. And so if they decide to do that, they can be picked up by their parents and go home, and they lose the hotel privilege. So that's kind of just what we're going to say right off the bat with the rules that we have for the hotel. There's nothing that they can buy in the hotel room. If you're wondering that, there's no like pay-per-view is not a thing anymore in hotels, so they can't buy room service. If they want to order room service, they can, but all the hotel staff know that they can't bill it to their room. So they have to pay for room service by card, but they do serve food 24 hours. So in the middle of the night, if they want to order room service and get food, they totally can, but they have to use their money to do that, because the room service people will ask for payment right then and there. So just again, and we'll go over hotel stuff with them too on Sunday night before we get there. Key cards. So all the hotel rooms have key cards. This is a big thing. Every single room is getting 4 key cards. However, only 2 key cards are going to be given to students, and the other 2 are going to who? You, as their leader. So in your leader little drawstring bag that you're going to get on Sunday night, all of your students' key cards per room that you have them in, which most of you only have like 2 or 3, maybe 4 rooms where all your kids are. So it's not like a ton. But you will have key cards to every single one of their rooms. Why? Because the hotel is not going to dish out key cards every time they lose one. So if they lose one, you get to open it for them, and you'll have 2 key cards on you. If there are 4 kids staying in a room, that means just 2 of them get the key cards. They don't need them throughout the day, so they should all be together anyway when they're going into the room. So it shouldn't be a big deal. So keep that in mind, that you're going to have 2 key cards per room for your students that you're going to have. Okay, moving on. Some apps that you need. Okay, only one app that you need. It's called Convos. If it's your first year, Convos is an app that CIY Move uses for small group material. So all of your small group, life group time, your big life group time is going to be after lunch. So when you guys get lunch and go to your classroom, you guys will each have a designated room on campus where your life group will be. So your day backpack, anything that you don't want to carry around all day, kids can go in and out of their life group room to have their stuff. That's going to be your room for the day. And what was I saying? Life group. Oh yeah. So your long CIY Convos. Yeah, you can show them if you want. Yeah, it looks like it's hard to see, but it's called CIY Convos. And there's a code. There's a code for that app, so it gets you the right combos, and it is, I'm typing it in the chat for you, Move 2022. Because it will ask you for a code, you put that in, and then your small group material. Your small group time, your longest time is going to be that lunchtime period, because you're going to get about an hour and a half of life group time. And then the night life group time is shortened. It's usually like a 45-minute to an hour, but there's no designated material for that. It's more of just checking in with students of like, hey, how did night session go? The message. Again, most of you know how camp goes, and just kids need to get stuff off their chest and talk about things. So that's kind of what the nighttime for that is. There is a document that I was sent on Convos of just like giving you a kind of an outline of what the small group material is. If you would like that ahead of time, because you're that leader that just wants to go through and view all of it, email me. And I can totally send that to you. I'm happy to give that to you. So if that's something you're interested in having, email me and I will send that to you. Okay, hotels, security. There will be an on-site police officer every night from 7 to 11. Just because that's just the best time. During the day, not so much. Corey Calkins, who's our security at Central, he's going to be around every day, which will be great. And then at nighttime, we'll have an on-site police officer. From 7 to 11 each night. Wristbands. So as well as what you're going to be receiving Sunday night is a bunch of wristbands in your little backpack. So you're going to be responsible for giving students their wristband every day. The reason, so they have a CIY wristband, and that's the one that they have to wear all week to let us know that they belong on campus. Especially during the summer, there's a lot of teenagers that wander through Mesa campus, more so at night. So we just want to make sure the right teens are there for camp. So there'll be a CIY wristband, which are always really awesome. And then there's going to be a paper wristband that they're going to have to wear every day. This wristband is for their free drinks. So they get 2 free drinks every day. That's a cold brew, an Italian soda, or an energy drink. And so each day they get a new wristband to have those 2 free drinks. And you guys are going to have them all. So each day, whether it's on the bus or wherever, you'll just be like, hey, here's your wristband for the day. And we'll make sure that you have enough in your bags for that. And that will help with security. Security purposes too. I talked about life group rooms. Again, you guys will all be designated into a life group room for the week. That will be your room. And you'll find that out when you guys arrive as well. Students cannot leave campus except for those that you are told that can leave. So there are a handful of students that have summer school, that have sports stuff, and because of the nature of this being here again this summer, which might be the last summer, they get the privilege of still being able to do their extracurricular, which is totally fine. But they have told us ahead of time when they're leaving, what time they're leaving, and when they're going to be back. In our leader meeting every morning, I am going to tell you, hey, Kara, you've got Tracy that's leaving at this time and coming back this time. If there's another student that comes to you and it's just like, hey, I'm leaving for blah, 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 and you do not know about it, you tell them that they cannot leave. Because you don't know about it and you weren't told that. It could be something where we just missed it, or their parents forgot to tell us that they were supposed to be leaving. Either way, if you do not know about it and they're trying to check out with you, do not let them go and tell them to come see their student pastor to make sure that's cleared. But either way, every morning we'll be telling you on our roster, hey, you got this kid that's leaving, they're coming back here, and they're going to be told that they have to check in with you and check out with you when they're leaving campus. Anything outside of that, they need to go see their student pastor. You will have a decision. I will go ahead and put it in the chat. What time is it? Okay, great. This is, we'll send it out to you. Your student pastor can send it out to you too. This is our decision card for camp. So when you have students in life group time that are like, I would love to get baptized, I want to go into ministry, I want to rededicate my life, we would love for you guys to capture that information for us, because it creates an opportunity for us to reach out to those people, especially the kids that want to get baptized. We want to know about that so we can follow up with that. If they want to go into ministry, any kind of next step, or something that they've decided at camp, please fill out that form so we can get that information. Camp will end with baptisms on that Thursday night, which is so exciting. So we'll talk about it more in the leader meetings next week. That is next week, right? Next week. Okay. Next week we'll talk about it in our leader meetings, and kind of and tell you what the plan is for that night. Ideally, if kids want to be baptized by Wednesday night, we need to know who wants to be baptized at camp, because then we need to contact their parents on Thursday. We'll have a couple of people calling parents to make sure, like, hey, your student wants to be baptized. We'd love for you to come tonight to session to witness your student getting baptized, and kind of make it an invite for parents to come and check out that last night if their student is being baptized. So that will be on you guys to kind of capture that information, get it to us, and to fill out that form. But
you missed it.
Oh, I did. I'm just looking at some of the chats now. Okay, so you have that form. Keep that form somewhere on you, so you can access that during the week. We'll send it out again in case you don't get it. Okay, that is like pretty much camp ends 11 o'clock Thursday night. So pickup will be 11 p.m. Thursday night in the front parking lot. Again, drop off will start around 5:45 on Sunday night. All parents should have gotten an email with like a packing list for their students, all the information about medications, all of that stuff. As a reminder, if you're a freshman leader, you want to bring blue stuff. If you're a sophomore leader, bring green stuff. A junior leader, bring yellow. And if you're a senior or super senior leader, bring red, because Color Wars, because of Color Wars. It's going to be great. We have a new game that we're going to play, a couple new games actually that we're going to play this year, which will be super fun. Okay, I will open it up to questions. You could put them in the chat, or you can turn on your mic and ask. Can they order DoorDash or things like that at the hotel? So we know that this is going to happen. The only problem that we're going to run into is, like, you can't, if you want to order DoorDash, it has to be before their curfew, because they can't come outside of their rooms until like for the time that we set. So if they want to order something, they have to make sure it's going to get there before like a lights out type thing. So yes, as long as it falls into the appropriate time. There is a part of it that if it's just after the time, we've got the staff downstairs that are going to be there. But we're also not going to like be room service people that's going to bring their DoorDash to their room. So we'll figure that out. I could totally see that happening. So yes, as long as it falls in line with curfew. Let's see. Kelly, you'll get the email. Heights girl doing a TikTok in the background. We get to go to bed early. No, Kate, never, not in camp. Do vitamins apply to that as well? That's a great question. I can't remember if vitamins were a part of that. I don't know if Tracy has a preference, or maybe she'll just... I want to say vitamins. I don't know. That's a good question. We'll figure that one out and let you guys know if it's vitamins. Oh, that was Dwight. Dwight, we'll figure it out. And I'm not sure if vitamins, I can't remember in the past, to be honest.
In the past, we've had them even check in things like Claritin and Tylenol and ibuprofen. So if they're checking that in, I would say that's the same as vitamins, in my opinion.
Except like Zyrtec and Advil and all that. I mean, those are actual medications, pharmacy created medications. So I would say for vitamins, if they're only taking, like, say, a vitamin C in the morning, then just, if they want to keep it. Or if they want to give it to me. Or if they're taking other stuff, then just give me all their vitamins.
Yeah.
And I'll put them all together.
That would be
my, opinion, but it does, whatever you guys think.
I agree with that, Tracy. I think if it's like one kid that's taking a vitamin C in the morning, then it's like you're okay. But if a kid has medication and taking vitamins, then it's just like, just hand it off. Yeah, that's a good call. What? Does Justin have to check in his pre-workout? Yes, he does, because he is a child. Just kidding. For safe, working on the meds. Okay. Question on vitamins and supplements. Hopefully, we answered that. Can we get into our life group early on Sunday? Your life group room early on Sunday. Yeah, Jesse. Yes, Kelly, you are. What was I gonna say? Where was I? Jesse's question. Yes. Okay. Jesse, yes, you can. So the staff, just so you know what's happening on Sunday, the staff are arriving Sunday morning at their campus to run services with our bags packed. So Sunday morning when we leave our house, we are not going back until probably Friday morning at like 3 a.m. because we have to clean up the campus after that. So we will be there all day Sunday. So when all the student pastors from all the other campuses, they have finished at their campus, they're coming straight to Mesa, and then we start turning around the campus for that night. So if any of you want to come by and stop by your life group room and do that, you totally can. If any of you want to come by and help, you can totally do that as well. But you have the hardest job that week, and that's being a life group leader. So if you want Sunday to rest before you come for the week, please do that. We will be fine. We were made for camp. Made for more camps. But if you're willing to help out, just let us know so we know how many people are going to be there. Oh, we will do. This is a good Sunday night. Dinner will be provided. You will eat on Sunday night. There's a leader meeting at 5, so you will eat there. Kate is in charge of the meal that day. I can't remember what we're having.
Raising Cane's.
Is it?
Yeah.
It is Raising Cane's for dinner on Sunday night.
What about the kids? Do they eat Sunday night?
Nope. No food for them. I'm just kidding. No, they know that there's no dinner. There's no dinner that night. So they need to either come with food or they can DoorDash when they get to the hotel. Earlier Sundays will be Raising Cane's. Will there be daily housekeeping at hotel? Okay, yeah, that's a great question. So the hotel asked if we wanted a housekeeping. I told them no, because I just felt like that was a lot of work for them. I know it's their job, but I just felt really awful that it was like for teenagers. However, if you want new sheets, new towels, new any of that stuff, they will provide that. So you just need to go down to the front desk and just say, hey, can I get new towels today? Or hey, can I get my sheets changed out today? And they will provide that. Their housekeeping staff also during the summer is just really slim, because I was renting a hotel is like a big gift for them because no one comes to Arizona in June and stays in a hotel. So they're super grateful for that. But that also means that their housekeeping is just on the lower end. They were willing, but I said, don't worry about it. And we'll tell students this too, if they want new towels, new anything like that, they can get that from the front desk. So cool. Do we need to bring our own stuff if we have food allergies? Courtney is handling that. She got you. Yep. You do have a fridge in your hotel room. All rooms have a fridge. Some have a microwave even. So keep that in mind. If you have to bring any of food for the day, there's fridges all over Mesa campus. So that'll be super easy if you need to hold anything for the day in there.
There's a bunch of students here.
Okay. Can we think of anything else? The great thing is you still got a week to ask more questions. So if you have any more questions, email me, text me, text your student pastor, bother them as much as you want with anything that you need. But I'm sure you'll think of more questions. And if we think of anything else too, we'll reach out. But thank you guys for being here. We're really excited. We're hopeful. We're grateful. And we're expecting God to show up in a lot of different ways at the Mesa campus this year. So again, if you think of anything, let us know. I would love to just pray for us, and then junior high camp meeting needs to start because I think there's a bunch of more junior high camp leaders in here. Hi guys. And we'll pray, and then you guys can hop off. Housekeeping, we'll have plenty to do when we leave. Tom, that is a very good point. Amen to that. All right, let's pray. God, thank you for these people. on the screen, and for their hearts, and for God, just who they are. God, I pray as we go into this last week of just preparing and prepping and planning and all the things that there are to do, I pray that we would just still keep our eyes focused on you. God, that we would just remember what you do during these camps, and that you'd be present in the details that we plan in our conversations, and everything in between. God, I pray that you'd prepare the hearts of these leaders, God, as they go into a tough week of just listening to students, of being present with them, of laughing with them, of crying with them, worshiping with them. And God, may you just bless them and their time that you get to spend. God, we get a whole week with students, a whole week that probably equals a year of Sundays that we get to spend with them. And we just pray that you would meet us in between all of those spaces, at Mesa campus, at the pool, at Main Event, on the buses, and at the hotels. And God, that you just keep us safe, that you would excite students, and that you would prepare their hearts for coming to camp, that you would intervene, and God, that you would just bring revival to CSM, to the church, and to the people. God, we love you so much, and we praise you for who you are. In your name we pray. Amen. Love you guys.